Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Manic Assassin here with you again today. Today we will be going over the Norse Pantheon of Gods, recorded in what's known as the Prose Edda, an Icelandic compendium written by Snorri Sturluson around 1220 CE. For ease, I will use the English pronunciations today, because as we know, their names are hard as fuck to pronounce. So, without much further ado, the Norse god Pantheon. So there are two sets of Norse deities. First, the Vanir, associated with the earth and fertility. They are known as the elder set of gods. And second, the Aesir, commonly associated with the sky. The Vanir were led by Freyr and his sister Freya. They were children of Njord. The Vanir and the Aesir warred, and later came to reconcile and live together in Asgard, one of the 9 mythical Norse worlds. Although they also had their own world, Vanaheim, not to be mistaken by Anaheim, the modern-day city of oranges and child labor, another Norse god was Heimdall, also known as the White God. He was associated with the sea because of the 9 waves that birthed him. Heimdall was a sentry of the gods and archenemy of Loki. The Vanir associated with the golden boar, said to travel above and below the earth, just like the sun. Now Thor is probably the most famous of the Aesir, fathered by Odin, the Allfather, who is associated with war, thought to sway battles by means of magic. Think of him as Gandalf, but with one eye, lots of muscles. Fun fact, J.R.R. Tolkien's LOTR series was directly inspired by Norse culture. Keep in mind that we have to say inspired, as copyrights did not exist at that time. And quite literally, he stole at least 13 names from this. Didn't even water him down. Pure plagiarism. Yeah, I'm calling him out. J.R.R. Tolkien, you're a fucking hack. Odin inherited his warrior god nature from his Germanic predecessors, Wodan and Tiwaz, who traveled to Jotunheim to drink the mead of poetry and bring it back to the Aesir and the Vanir. Odin was married to Frigg, a witch goddess who could see the future. Odin's children were Thor, whose mother was the earth itself, Baldur, the most beautiful of the gods. Baldur was the wisest of the gods, the sweetest spoken, and most compassionate and merciful. Odin has another son, Hermod the Bold, said to have retrieved Baldur from the underworld Niflheim, ruled by the goddess Hel. My spider sense is tingling. It's almost as if Catholicism adopted Norse culture to get more converts. Huh.
Hey, take it easy, man.
Hel was said to be the daughter of Loki. Now, Loki's a little bit confusing. It's unsure whether he was a god or a giant, or whether he was good or evil. Mainly, he occasionally murders, then helps the Aesir, and also birthed many of the monsters of legend. To put it lightly, Loki's a bit of a dickhead. Tyr was known as a god of war and justice. Bragi, another son of Odin, was associated with poetry. Ullr was associated with archery and skiing. Yes, they had a god of skiing. Vali, who avenged Baldur's death, and Vidar, son of Odin, and the giantess Grid. The majority of the Norse pantheon seem to be filler, as Freya seems to be the only one with actual personality, donning a badass feather jacket and a chariot led by cats. Geirfinn is one of the Vanir, associated with plowing and fertility.
This time, I got my Magnum condoms, I got my Wada hundreds, I'm ready to plow.
Eir is the goddess of healing. Sofn and Lofn are goddesses of love. Var punishes those who break their marriage oaths and is known to have omnipotence. Sin is the goddess associated with justice. There is a goddess Snotra. Snotra stands in contrast with Saga, the goddess of poetry, also known as Odin's drinking buddy. Frigg is Odin's wife, though not much is known of her, though she was said to foresee the future, as she was commonly invoked by women in labor. Norse myths are basically very convoluted and confusing. Basically, picture the biggest frat party you'll ever go to, and multiply that by 10, minus the beer pong.
But we're gods!
A well-known legend involves Thor, god of lightning and farmers. A mighty warrior with a red beard. One day Thor wakes up and can't find Mjolnir. He then asks Loki to find it. Loki borrows Freya's badass feathered jacket, which turns him into an actual falcon.
Don't look at me. I do what he does.
No, not that one. And went searching. Finding it in the hall of the giant Thrym, he states he will not give it back unless Freya marries him. Freya basically tells him to go fuck himself. Heimdall comes up with a plan. We'll cross-dress Thor as Freya, and we'll get the hammer back.
It is man!
Thor receives the hammer as a wedding gift and promptly beats the hell out of every ice giant, killing every man, woman, and child present at the wedding. The tale ends, and so Thor, son of Odin, won back his hammer. Well guys, that's all we have for you today. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, notification bell, you know what to do. And until next time guys, this has been your little dose of Assassin's Creed history with your one and only Manic Assassin. Have a great day guys.